Hi everybody, welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. Today we're going to work with some scraps. This is going to be a two-part little video because I could get really carried away between stamping papers, running papers through my Big Shot using my die cuts. So I don't want it to get really out of hand. It'll be a two-parter, maybe even a three-parter, because what I want to do is this really pretty tag was made for me by a gal. And I've had it stuck in my blue and white journal. I call this my blue and white journal. I do have, it's really thick and lumpy and bumpy, and it's just crazy. But I just try to put special events in here and such. So this has just been kind of hanging around in here like this. I don't mind it hanging around, but I'd like to make a pocket for it somewhere in the journal here. So I have an idea. I have bags and bags and bags of scraps, and I don't use them. I call them my misfits, and they just hang around, and I don't ever do anything with them. I'm like, okay, I'm going to save them, and I will use them on a next project. But the project I'm going to be doing actually is going through, I have them in very large envelopes, clear plastic envelopes, and I'm going to start sorting them by colors, and I'm going to literally start cutting them down to sizes, 3x5, 5x7, 4x6. And then I'll know what to do with them. I have to use them up because it's pretty pathetic how I hoard my scraps. So I also wanted to use some new die cuts that these I purchased through Temu. That's not Temu. And I wanted to use these. And then these are from Temu. You've already seen a video on these. I'm going to try to use these again and see how they work today on some thinner paper. And then I have some, and I may grab some other dies, but I think I'm just going to use these two for today. Oh, and these I also purchased from Temu. These were the, if I can grab them here, these were the triangular, oh my goodness, I can't even talk today, triangle shapes. And I'm not going to be using the larger ones, but I do want to use this side because these little misfits here are from a long time ago. And if you put them together like this, I used to make really pretty, I always called them banners. Most people call them pennants. And it was a 4x6 pennant, and I would make beautiful garlands for people. I did that for a couple years. If you go back to my Instagram, Nellie and Ruth Instagram, and you scroll way down to the bottom, there should be some videos on there of the pennants I used to make. But I loved doing them. However, I got so many orders that it's all I did. And I would be up late at night till 11, 11:30, quarter 12, glittering vintage greeting cards and the such to embellish the pennants. It just got, I had a waiting list and it was nuts. It was crazy. So I kind of got burned out. So these are leftover pieces, and I thought these would be kind of fun too. I didn't want to throw them away, of course. Let's not throw them away. It's kind of like throwing away a good box. I thought these would be fun to, I'm just going to show this page here as an example. Make some pockets out of these. And I think these would work out really well. I thought we could embellish these, make some pockets, and then I have another idea for this, to house this tag here. But first I want to, embellish and play with the scraps and do some cutting. So let's get started. I'm not going to be using my big shot on camera. I have it behind me on another little table. So I'm just going to take some of these papers here. I want to show you some of the scraps that I pulled. And these are the stamps that I also, let's just show you these. These will be in the next video. We'll do the die cutting today. But I want to use some of these stamps on the scraps as well. And then I'll be cutting these out and using these as well. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I don't know if I'm going to just use the die cuts, the stamps today. We'll pick and choose our papers, and then the next one will be the decorating. We'll see how it goes. So I've picked out some papers that I've kind of separated them, and I think I'm going to use these for the flowers. All right, I think these colors would be a lot of fun to use. So these I'm going to use right here. And then I think what I'm going to do, because I want to use some of the greens in these. So I have to think about pockets if I want to add, because this is perfect to add, or is it the one that's a little bit bigger? Hold on here. Let's just see. I could add that triangle there to make another little tiny pocket. This one I think might be a little too large. This I could use as an accent. I don't know why I turned it that way. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I think this one might be better though. So I'm going to keep it smaller. Although that might be kind of fun. I might use both of them. And the other thing I want to show you, when you get these, and I know you know this, they have these little tiny little pieces of metal that attach everything. And I just have a pair of little metal cutters here, and I just grab it and twist it and work them off. I don't like to cut them because this one I may have to. They fly everywhere. Oh, this one is a little bugger. It won't come off. And if I clip it and it flies, I go barefoot a lot in my craft room. I don't want to get it stuck in my foot. So I just grab it and twist them. And they're pretty good about coming off. There. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do a little bit of cutting on the side, and then I'll be back once I have everything laid out, and we'll proceed. I have everything cut out. Took me a little bit, but I want to show you something, and it's going to make a huge difference if you have one of these dies. Let me get a piece of white paper. I'm just going to get a piece of scrap paper here so you can see, and then I will show you. Okay, so my first try with this die here, and I guess these are really considered thinlits, all right? Anything that has delicate little pieces to it, like this is a great example. This one here, this is considered a thinlit. There's so many little intricate parts to it that I have to use a special plate, and that's what I want to tell you. So I wasn't sure on this one here. I thought maybe I could just use my regular plate that I use. So this is the first attempt. All right, can you see that? So once I cut this out, I saw that, I don't know if you can see in here, there's all these little tiny pieces, and you can see I couldn't get them out. And this was after I went through and went back. And I thought, okay, all right, this is not working. So I went and I pulled out this plate here. Now I use this, I can pry it off. This here is a magnetic plate. All right. So when you're using this and you're putting your paper down, I'm just going to grab another scrap here. I'm going to use white just so you can see. See how it just magnetizes itself. So when you do run this through, this is not a plate. When I first started using this, I made the mistake because I'm not one to read directions or instructions. It says place die cutting edge down, but then you have to, this is not a cutting surface. So I learned the hard way, but it still works. So what you do actually, if you have a straight one of these, mine are pretty bent. You put this on here. Let's flip this over. And if you have a nice flat one, it's still, okay, it attaches itself to this and it doesn't just slide off, okay? But you have to, and I don't understand why my plates get so curvy. I'm almost tempted to put these in the microwave and see if I could bend it back. But anyway, that's a whole other talk show. So what I do for these is I use my magnetic area. And this here is a precision base plate for intricate thinlits. It says this is not a cutting surface, use reverse side. So this is just, make sure that you understand that. So this here, now you can also, see how that magnetizes itself? You can also use this base plate here. Oh, I should have pulled it. Hold on. And this is the base plate. This is your multi-purpose platform. All right, let me get this off of here. So it's showing you right here that you just need a standard cutting pad. You place your die cutting plate on here, and then you can use just a regular, you can use your regular plate for this, okay? But I find I like the pressure of this here. So you're going to have to use, and see how nice that sticks. When you run it through, you're going to have to make sure it's even with this side. You'll see that this is a little bit longer. You cannot run it through this side here. It won't grab and take. So just make sure that everything is lined up here, and then you run it through your Big Shot if you're having trouble or you're new to using the Big Shot. Then when you put your paper down, this is the precision cutting, and you put this down, all right? And that, now it's not going to be magnetized. This is the only thing that's magnetized to that board. Then when you run it through, this is what you're going to get. You see the difference? All right. You're going to get this, which is the proper cut versus this here. So I mention that and bring it up because if you are using just a regular plate and it's coming out like this, I don't want you to get frustrated and say, oh, this die doesn't work. I don't like it. I'm just going to scrap it. I'll send it back or I'll return it. You have to have this precision cutting plate. And that will make your life so much easier. And when it does come time to take these apart, you just have to be very patient. Sometimes to poke them out, I will use my Cricut, whatever you call this. I call it a little hook. However, they don't always go through these holes very well. These have a little crook on the end of them, and I will use these to start them, but most of the time I just use a little pin and I will go around and poke everything out, okay? So that's just a little tip and a little ditty that I wanted to share with you because you can see the difference, all right? So with all that being said, these dies, just set this down here. These are some of my new favorites. I just really like the way that these cut. And let me show you the different designs. I probably should put the lighter ones on a piece of black scrap. I have a dark blue scrap paper here. So let's put the dark blue. Aren't these fabulous? Oh, I just really like these. And these will be so much fun to use. Here's another green. And I like to use, this one is going to be, this I'm not going to throw away because I can cut this off here and I can use this with another flower head. So I'm just going to set that aside. What was I saying before I rudely interrupted myself? To share something with you. So see, it's much easier to take these out using a straight pen. But aren't these fun? Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. What I'm going to do with one of these is I'm going to, and we can do this together as well. So I may gather some items to do that. I want to use some, let me get it because I can't think of it. Sorry about the noise. I want to use my Versamark. And I want to use my, all I can think of is embellishing powder. Is it embellishing powder? And then I want to heat it up. And because these are a little flimsy, especially this one here, it wouldn't be bad to glue it down, but I think it might give them a fun little glossy finish as well. So I think I'm going to grab that. And we'll just do 2 of these. I'm not going to do these over here. Maybe I will. But I think these might be kind of fun to do that. Stamp them with some Versamark. And then use some embossing powder. That's not embellishing. Embossing powder. And then these might have a fun little sheen to them. So let me grab that, and then when I get done with that, we'll do a little bit of stamping. I have all my stamps here and my scraps over here for that, and we'll just continue to play a little bit. So let's give this a try. I have a scrap piece of paper. Okay, that's where I'm going to put my embossing powder on it. All right. And then all I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to need a different scrap, aren't I? I think I'll use the back of this, all right? I'm just going to take my Versamark, and I am going to dab over this, okay? And I'm going to get that good. And then I'm going to put it right there in the middle. Now I have ultra thick embossing enamel. That's for a totally different project. And I have my little book, not book, looks like a book, doesn't it? But my little, isn't this cute? I think I got this at Hobby Lobby or someplace a long time ago. And I keep all my little embossing powders in here. And I have one that's just, this is holographic. I don't really have a clear one. I thought I did. And I probably do, but it's probably somewhere. But this has a little sparkle and sheen to it. So I thought this might be kind of fun. So we're going to put this on here. Okay. All right, we'll let that sediment. We'll let that sediment. I just cannot talk today. I think I'm hungry. I didn't have my protein drink this morning. Okay. And then look at that. That's going to be really pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this right over here. And I'm going to get this back in before I dump it and make a total mess. All right, let's get that in. And depending on how it comes out, I'm just going to do it on this here. And what I like to do is, because this gets hot, I like to just put my little pointer here. And this is going to be a little noisy, so just bear with me. Okay. All right, so here it is. I think this is really fun. It gives a little iridescent shimmer. You see that? And then this would be like the plain one. All right. So I think I'm going to do that to all of these because I just think these are really, really fun looking. So I'm going to step aside and I am going to take care of these and I will be back. So these two, I did decide, I think you can see the difference. The iridescent is in the middle. Let me see if I have a dark paper. Again, I have a dark paper here. You might be able to see a little bit better. These I did with the ultra thick embossing enamel. This is clear. Dimensional medium for decorative arts. Melt art. Susie Weinberg. I've had this a long time. And you can see how this just gives it a really nice sheen and a really pretty clear, shiny spot to it. And then this is, you can see the difference with the iridescent. I hope you can see that. And then I left this one just plain and El Natural. So I have some variety to choose from. So those I'm going to set over here. And then I did want to show you, let's get some of this stuff off of here before we do a little stamping. I did want to show you, here are the triangles that I cut out. And again, because the triangle is going in this direction, if you want to do one on the left side for a left side, just turn your paper over. Okay, do it on the white part, and then it will come out in the opposite direction. So, and then I used these here. These would be pretty in a Christmas album. So I went ahead and I cut them. And then I used all of these here that I received from Temu. And I really like these. I know you can buy them in digitals and then you can cut them out yourself. But if you have scraps, this is a great way to create your own little ephemera pieces. Get the little fishy here. And again, if you use double-sided paper, you can use the opposite side. So, I mean, these two might go well together, or those two. So it is fun to use your double-sided paper up. And then these are just plain papers that I would never use in my scrapbooking, but I would use to create ephemera or little ditties when I do journal on my scrapbook pages. So I have a whole bunch of these shapes. Then I want to show you something else that I do. I'm going to put these over here. If I do where's this dark paper again? If I do a double cut on a square, I save these because you never know. These would be really cute if you're going to do a little bit of embellishing on your page. You know, you could just, start to build a little mini collage, and then you could put words or whatever in here. So don't throw these away because they can be used. And then the other thing that I like to do quite often with all of these here is I like to create some fun little extra ditties. So, and I never try to get anything centered. I mean, I could, but sometimes they move around and they shift. So what I like to do, like for this one here, I did the round and I just took the little circle, and you can just put it anywhere. That way, by doing this as well, you can add other little pieces of ephemera to this, little floral type pieces, and we'll work with these. Again, you could put a little picture in here, and then you could build around this with a floral motif. So that's another idea. Don't think that you just have to use these. You know, this is where I did that one, where this one came out like that. All right. I just set this up over around here. You know, you could use a little square up here like that. There's all different things, variations that you can do. So think about doing that as well, just to add a little bit of nuance. I guess that's the word I could use, nuance to that. So yeah, so that is it for the die cuts. And I think, let's see, what am I going to do? Do I want to do, how about if I do a little bit of stamping, and then I'm going to end the video there. And then when I pick up, all of the stamping will be cut out, and then we can do something fun. We'll start working on the pockets. But I'll end the video today by just taking some of these scraps, and I have my plates out, and I think I'm going to use, I think I'm just going to use my black. I'm not going to use any other different colors because I do want these to show up, and I'll use my VersaFine, okay? And we'll just do a little stamping and finish up here. And then I think it will be good. Now, the other thing sometimes I do, if I know I want to use the same piece of paper, is I'll do 2 stamps at once. And maybe I might just want to do a couple flowers. So if I want to do something different with the stem, move this up. I could use my bigger block, right? That might work even better. All right. And let's see, depending on how big my paper is, this is just a funky scrap piece of paper that I don't even know where I got this from, but I thought it just might be kind of fun. So if I have it like this, I could do, maybe I could put this one, whoops, what am I doing, you silly girl? I could put that one that way. So that would pick up a little bit of the design, and then I could put, let's see, I could put that there like that. And maybe I could put some leaves over here where it's just plain. Okay, not plain, so we're going to put these over here. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? I think that might be okay. And I I think that'll be good. And the nice thing about, you know, playing like this, if it doesn't come out, it doesn't come out. It's okay. You can throw it away and start over again. And again, by using the VersaFine, if you do something like this and you're on a plain spectrum, you can always add watercolor in the mix as well. Let's see, I'm going to move this down just a little bit. I should also use my hinged one for larger, and then that way if it doesn't come out straight away, I can just, you know, re-ink and do it, and I don't lose the position of anything. All right, okay, so that's fun. So those I'll be able to cut out. And on ones like this, it's nice to leave a little bit bigger border around them. And then you can do, you know, you don't have to get into the fine detail because these are supposed to be fun and whimsical and just have a nice play with them. So we'll get these back here. I always clean my stamps too. I'm just going to set these aside and I don't need to clean them now. All right, so we'll put those over here. All right, the next one we will do is, how about if we do just a nice pink one here, and this might be kind of fun. This would be pretty on a page. Just make sure I'm in. There we go. And that you can even just leave like that. You don't even need to cut it out. So we'll set that one aside. I do like that little stamp. That's cute. That is cute. Okay, what else do I have? I've got this I'm going to stamp because I really do not like stripes. I've never liked stripes. Not in clothing. Not in crafting. I don't know what it is. I should say diagonal stripes. So this might make a really good, because this seems to be going this way. I could do it straight, but I'm going to do it at a little bit of an angle. And this may work with that just fine. Yeah. And then when I cut that out, that should work just fine and dandy. I'm going to get my scrap paper over here and just blot this off. Okay. All right. So we'll put this one back. Oh, let's see what else. Is there another one that I could do on here? Maybe a leaf. Maybe something like this. We will get this on here. Let's see, what can we get that on there? It's kind of wide, isn't it? Okay, here we go. I got to go this way. Got to go a little in the opposite direction. All right. Okay, so we have those. I want to do a few more leaves. And I think I will use, oh, I don't want that. That's part of that. Maybe we'll do some brown, okay? This might be kind of fun. Okay, so we have, these are really pretty. I do not know, I'm going to set that there. I do not know where I got these, but again, I've had these for a very long time. And I'm just starting to use my stamps again because I have so many pretty stamps. And like I said, it's nice to purchase digitals, you know, and I do. But if I figure if I'm going to be fussy cutting leaves, or if I'm going to buy leaves, I don't need to because I have all these stamps. And these would be really pretty cut out. And let's see, I think maybe this one will fit. You can tell these are old. They're really sticking to this sheet here. And I don't even, some of these I think, honestly, the last time I used these, look at this. I don't need to work out today. The last time I used these was, I think my boys were, gosh, I used them in a memory book for our accountant. His best friend died, and I did a huge memory book in an accounting ledger. And I know I used these stamps then. And that had to be at least 15 years ago. Yikes. All right, so we're going to get this. On there like that. Okay. All right, cool. So we have those. All right, put that back there like that. All right, we'll do a few more. I think you're getting the idea. These might be kind of fun. These are little bees, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to use a totally different stamp for this. And I thought this would be fun. This is widgets, and these, oh, I ordered from Blue Fern Studios a long time ago. See why I'm using my stamps? Because these are like a must-have, and I haven't even used them yet. That's pretty sad. Ooh, this is really sticky. So I thought these would be fun to use, and then put them on a patterned paper. We'll see how this comes out. Like I said, I haven't even used these yet. And then just cut around the whole kit and caboodle. Make sure I'm in view. I should get my brayer out and I could just roll over this. Make sure everything. Oh, that's fun. I'm going to do another one, but I'm going to do it on this plain blue. And then I'll cut the entire thing out. These would be really great for collage work as well. I'm not sure what this bottom one is supposed to be. I guess just maybe a watch part. I like that. All right, so we have that one. And I'm going to use, I'm going to have a lot of cleanup. I'm going to use this one as well. As long as I have it out, I might as well use it. And again, you want to use your VersaFine on these intricate stamps. You can never go wrong with blue, right? So I guess I'm just going to, I'm going to bring this down here just in case I want to just cut this and then collage around that for a page. So maybe I'll do a couple of these, and then, ooh, I love that. I can do just that. I can collage around one, and then maybe this one will cut out. I mean, I'm definitely going to cut this one out. Don't get me wrong. So this one I will do a little bit closer because I'll cut these. Oh, very cool. Those are very cool. All right, so we'll set those aside. And then I grabbed some birds, and I thought these would be fun. Oh, don't need that. That's stencil. All right, we'll do the birds, and then you can be on your way if you're still sticking around watching this. Okay, so these would be kind of fun to use and cut these little cuties out. So you don't just have to use your stamps just to stamp, you know, on your paper, or there are other ways that you can use them, and you should use them. I need to take my own advice. These are so cute. So you can make your own. I want to get a couple pink ones here because I think, or at least one, because this little guy is so cute. And he will fit right on there. Yeah, he'll be so cute to cut out. Cute, cute, cute. And I think maybe I'll do... See, once I get going on a particular stamp, it's hard for me to stop. And my love of birds, makes it even worse. I'll use this little guy on the branch. And then we'll be done, okay? I promise. Cute. Okay. All right. So that's it. I'm going to stop because I could go on and on. I do have other things I have to do. So that is it for today. All right. We'll call this part 1. And then in the next video, I will go ahead. These will all be cut out. And then we'll come back to the corners here. And then I'll get my book. We'll do some embellishing. And then we'll get them in there for some little side pockets. So I hope everybody liked this video. If you did, I'd love to have you give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. For all of my gals that return on a regular basis, thank you. I appreciate you all. And it is Saturday. It's a Saturday here, and it's way past my my time of crafting. I've got to get over to do a paint lesson and so many other things. I got to ride my bike. It's a rainy day here, and I want to do everything all at once today. So again, thank you. Have a great day. Have a fantastic upcoming week, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, everybody. Bye-bye.